It's about that motherfucking time. My bad for that voice crack. You know, I just hit puberty. I just uploaded a video and I titled it God Body Update. If y'all watch that, y'all are cool, whatever. Trying a new angle, whatever. Had to bust out the Jesus pieces. Here it is. This video, I've been wanting to do this video since I started this YouTube channel. Basically, what we're gonna be going over today is my experience taking psychedelics, from acid, shrooms, and just my take on why I first took them and why I continue to take them, and the benefits I believe that come with taking psychedelics. But the thing about psychedelics is there's pros and there's cons. You know, I came to the conclusion that they tie in a little bit with karma. They kind of activate your karmic whatever. I'm gonna keep it vague because I don't completely know. I'm not a motherfucking metaphysical scientist. I'm not claiming anything. I'm just telling you my observations and what I believe. I kind of wish my whole top was in frame, but you know, we're just gonna go with it. So I'm gonna need some patience for this video. I don't have a script. I'm kind of just going off memory and what the fuck I know. I'm probably gonna not mention shit I want to mention shit when I watch this back or whatever. Well, I'm gonna start with my first experience, like the first time I took a psychedelic, which is acid. But before I get to that, I just want to get some disclaimers out and shit before I get into the meat and potatoes and shit. If you're not into psychedelics, or if you don't care for them or don't want to learn more or get somebody else's experience, you might as well click off the video, whatever the X button is. But disclaimers, this is my experience. Whether you want to take psychedelics, this is my experience. It's on you. Everything is going to be on you. If you have a calling to it, that's just you, you know. Check it out, see for yourself what it is. But before we get into it, let me just try to think if there's anything else, you know. Before anything, I don't think I'd be the person I am right now without psychedelics. So take that however you may. Some people can claim they don't need them, they don't want to do this, do that. More power to you. If you don't feel the need to take them, you know, I advocate that. Like, good for you. I hope you get experiences that psychedelics can give you without actually taking them, you feel me? Like, you know, you can do your own research and see if that's something that appeals to you in any way. But let's get into it. This might be a long video. I don't know. I'm gonna try to keep it short. I'm gonna try to keep it concise and potent. But anyways, before we get into it, I just hope y'all are doing all right, having a good day, prospering, growing, you know, doing your thing, living in harmony, peace, you know, getting everything you want to get done to accomplish your goals and shit. Damn, my shit looking treacherous. But damn. But yeah. So first time I took acid, I was 16. I was a junior in high school. And at that time I had looked up like what to expect from psychedelics. Like, I just looked up on YouTube like acid, LSD, whatever. Video wise, I remember watching Psych Substance, his classic video on like how to take acid or whatever. And I can't really remember anything I retained off that. If anything, it was like get a test kit, this and that, the bitterness, the taste test to make sure it's not a dud and everything. And when I looked it up on like Wikipedia and shit, you know, Google shit, it started getting into like spiritual shit, like the benefits of that. And as soon as I saw that, I kind of like clicked off. I was like, I don't even believe in none of that shit. Like, what the fuck is it gonna do? Like, at that time, I wanted to get my own experience too without getting someone else's like perception or experience with it to like affect me while I take that shit. So to take it, I had to make sure nobody was gonna be in the house because I didn't know how I was gonna react. I didn't know how it was gonna go or anything. So I was like, let me make sure nobody's at home at least. But when the time came, I don't even think the crib was empty. I think only my sister was gone, and that's all I needed because like we shared rooms and shit. So she was out, whatever, doing whatever, and I don't give a fuck what. I think my parents had just gone to sleep early that night, so I was like, I bet this is my opportunity. And the only knowledge I had of what to do when you take psychedelics at that time is like have a clear state of mind, like make sure you got time, and like a trip sitter if anything. I knew if anything I could like tell my parents I didn't feel okay. I wasn't gonna tell them I did that shit, but if anything I could like, you know, get their comfort or whatever. So I popped it, you know, I ain't get no, I don't think I got a taste of it. There was nothing, like, I just had a piece of paper in my mouth, and then I set a timer or a stopwatch thing. I was like, all right, let me see how long this shit takes to kick in. So I just pop it, and then I start playing 2K. I think I was playing like 2K12 or some shit on the PS3, just had to have something to do while it kicked in. And while it was kicking in, like, I remember checking the stopwatch, it was like 45 minutes in, and I'm just playing 2K and everything just gets brighter, and like, it felt like the camera was like tilting, like the angle on 2K, you know, back in the day, there wasn't no like option, at least I think, to like make it like third person, like behind you type shit. It was like the side camera, if you get what I mean, but everything kept like waving and like everything was getting brighter, and like a few minutes after it starts kicking in, like I remember the game being like too overwhelming, and I was like, let me just turn this shit off and lay down. And it, like, perceptually, like, everything started being weird. It felt like I don't know, like my eyes kind of went to the back of my head, and I was watching and doing everything from that perspective. So I turned the game off. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to play the game. I think I couldn't even use my phone. Like, I was just chilling. And so as I'm coming up off the acid, like, I had this fucked up like fixation, like when I was smoking weed at that time, you know, like anything, you know, sex wise feels fucking amazing. Like, so while I was on acid, and this is while it's like halfway to the peak, I'm like, I wonder how it would feel to like nut like off acid, right? So I'm like, I hop in the bathroom, you know, my parents is asleep and shit. I think I had some headphones. And I didn't know if my sister was gonna pop up at any time, so I was like, if anything, let me just be in the bathroom so I'm not scrambling. She goes home and shit. It's so funny and stupid. But I spent like an hour in the bathroom trying to beat my meat, bro, and I kept getting distracted and shit, but I was determined. But once I got it done, you know, it felt like rainbows were coming out of me and shit. That was the only time I did that shit. It was too fucking hard to concentrate. But yeah, I did that, and then after that, I just laid in bed, listened to music. Music was sounding amazing at that time. Drake's Hotline Bling was out. That's when Hotline Bling was out, and that shit came on my playlist. I think that was the first song that came on, and you know, it had the background thing like on Spotify as it had like a pink background, and it said 1-800 Hotline Bling or 1-800 Bling or some shit. And as I was listening to it, the letters kept bouncing and like the rhythm of and the tempo of the song So I was just vibing to that, and then there was a point where, as I was peaking, this was the peak, and then after the peak, this is probably like 2 hours in, um, kind of felt like I was in a dream, but like I shared rooms with my sister, so like one side was hers, one side was mine, and we had beds on each side. I felt like I could see myself like in the corner of the room, like everything zoomed out, everything was weird, and I was like, what the fuck, like this feels weird. And then I started thinking about some shit. Like at the time I was stressing, and this is the part where like the benefits of psychedelics kick in. So like at the time I was 16, you know, I was stressing over this girl, like we had a little thing or whatever, and like shit didn't really work out, you feel me? So the young boy was in his feelings, you know. Whenever I was good, I would just like think about her and be like, fuck, I'll never meet anyone, you know those feelings. Even some grown people be on that shit, but so like, you know, feeling hopeless and shit. And as I'm on the trip, I start remembering, and then like I'm like I didn't get sad, but I was like, I just started getting a new perspective on it. I was like, bro, I'm like 16. Like, what the fuck am I tripping about? Like I just felt alleviated of that sadness or just feeling like shit over that. And it kind of felt like just like the dots being connected. Like I got more clarity from it. Like after that trip, I wasn't tripping about shit like that anymore. And I think that was it. That was like the highlight of it. And then after that, I got stuck in a thought loop. I don't remember about what, but I just kept remembering like some shit like, oh, just for an example, I'm not telling you this is what happened, but say you threw out the trash this morning, and then when you're in a thought loop on acid, you're like, wait, did I take it out, or was that yesterday, or was that the day before? And then you're like, oh, never mind, like, what does it matter? And then a few seconds later, you have that thought again, and it just keeps looping. That's what a fucking thought loop is. I had something like that, and that was kind of tripping me out, so I had to like force myself to sleep. And then I slept, and then I woke up, and then it felt like I just blinked and I woke up. Like it was like 3 in the morning, 1 minute, and then 8 in the morning the next. And yeah, after that, I felt pretty back to normal when I woke up. And then, but I still like I said, like I overcame that shit I was stressing about with the bitch. And I had been stressing that shit for like years, bro. Like at least 2 years. And also about this other girl that in like elementary school that had this similar like effect